Well, it's breaking news that got us up all morning. Thomas Tuchel and Chelsea have parted ways.
Did you think it was a rash decision?
What I was surprised about is why do you allow him to bring all those players and sack him straight after?
Something's gone down within Cobham that we don't know.
This is not a director of football who's put this squad together for the manager. This is the manager who's put this squad together with the new owner.
What is going wrong at Chelsea FC? But first, let's rewind a bit. When Russia invaded Ukraine in 2022, nobody knew what ramifications it would bring. We knew it would affect trades, gas prices, and displace the people of Ukraine. But little did we know how quickly it would affect Chelsea FC. Roman Abramovich, who was in charge of Chelsea for almost 20 years, had his club taken from him by the UK government because of his ties to Vladimir Putin. And no matter how he tried, he had to let go of his baby that he groomed from a scrappy London club to a global sporting franchise. It was uncertain if the club was still going to survive. Accounts were frozen, you could not buy Chelsea merch anywhere, and the team had to find alternate ways to travel. So when the club was up for sale, hope came back. As the list of suitors came, some we wanted, some we hated, but one man, backed by a group of wealthy peers from America, someone who knew all about sporting franchises, was able to hurdle over the stages and acquire Chelsea FC. Isn't it funny that his last name rhymes with Chelsea? Anyways, a healthy dose of joy was injected back into the Chelsea fans. Assurances were made and the money started flowing just like before. While Boehly went to work on building on the legacy of Chelsea Football Club by pledging to improve the stadium and emphasize the Chelsea experience, Chelsea was back in business. Months later, Todd Boehly was doing exactly what a leader of a club should do. He backed Thomas Tuchel in signing the players he needed for his proven system, and even took matters into his own hands by signing players himself, even though he lost the players to some other clubs, trying to sign superstar players who would not fit the Chelsea system, and players who did not even want to come to Chelsea. He even made bold moves in-house by relieving Marina Granovskaya, Bruce Buck, and Peter Cech, people who understood Chelsea. Though it looked like Chelsea was on course to prominence once more, the writings would and should have been on the wall for problems to come. It would seem like Todd Boehly's inexperience in the Premier League yielded rash decisions, spending over £80 million for Fofana, an unproven defender, and spending just less on Marco Kurela to challenge Ben Chilwell. We can deny it all we want, but Aubameyang, though a Tuchel player, was a panic buy, as the first few games of the season indicated that Sterling needed a strike partner to relieve him of goal-scoring burdens. When Chelsea lost to Dynamo Zagreb, it would have been fair to begin to ponder why Chelsea were unrecognizable. Chelsea was stuttering in the final third and conceding terrible goals. Sterling's goals were not winning games as they were catch-up goals, and players coming back to the club were not performing well, while others were out of character. But sacking Tuchel 7 games in? Now that's a knee-jerk reaction. As expected, rumors of the sacking began flooding the internet, like Tuchel's personal life causing his decline, the players not understanding the game plan anymore, or even Tuchel's unavailability to the owners. But let that not take away from what Tuchel has accomplished at Chelsea. In 5 months, Tuchel won the Champions League, beating Manchester City, who in the same season Chelsea defeated in the Premier League and in the FA Cup. Tuchel to date is the only manager to put Chelsea at the top of the world with the UEFA Super Cup and the Club World Cup. If you want to question his heart, look no further to his guidance of Chelsea on the pitch, while Chelsea FC were looking for a new club owner. He may not be the greatest manager in the entire history of Chelsea FC, but he can be mentioned with the greats like Jose Mourinho, Carlo Ancelotti, and Ted Drake. And this brings us to now. What lies ahead for Chelsea FC? Was this sacking a rash decision that will come back to haunt Chelsea FC? Or is this decision one we cannot understand, simply because we do not know what transpires within the walls of Cobham? Will the incoming manager be wary of Aubameyang's history with disciplinary behavior? Will Kani Chukwuemeka's potential integration to Chelsea be halted? Will the new pitch formation push players on the brink of greatness out the door? Looking into the dark hallway, we can only look to the light at the end of the tunnel.